Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about the one thing that I attended last night, which was a 2-hour webinar called Mastering the Art of Communication. It was hosted by communications expert Vinh Giang, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the two types of frameworks that I have learned from it and hopefully expand on them and share the learnings that I have taken away from the session. Now, the session itself was 2 hours long, like I mentioned, and it started at 11:30 at night, which for me is already quite late, well past my bedtime. But I got me some coffee to help me power through the meeting, and the result of it was quite enlightening because I've come away from that thinking that I have a couple more tools to add to my arsenal that will allow me to improve my communication going forward. So if you've attended something like a webinar like that before, what's been your experience from it? Do you normally go to these things thinking that they're going to be a waste of time? I think for me there was a little bit of doubt maybe in my mind, but also I knew that I'd consumed enough of his content that, even if I didn't buy the course that was being, I guess, sold to me at the end of the session, that I'd gotten enough value from all his stuff before that I was going to get enough value in that live session that I attended. And for me, I would recommend it to anyone thinking of doing the same if he does any more in the future. So going into the two types of framework that he discusses, the ones that I'm going to be taking away from that session anyway. First is known as the PARA framework, and PARA is an acronym for P, which is the point of what you're trying to communicate. And then you have A, which is action. What type of thing led you to, well, I guess I'm trying to find a different word for action, but what action you took as a result of the point that you're trying to make. And then the R stands for result. So what kind of result the action that you've taken has produced. And then the last A is for ask, which is to ask the question afterwards. And if you were being eagle-eyed, you will have noticed that I tried to use that in my explanation for the thing that I did last night. The second framework is the 3-2-1 framework, and this is something that should be useful when you are kind of stuck for the thing that you have to say. So the 3-2-1 is basically three things or 3 steps that you are taking, or 3 steps to a particular subject, whatever that subject is. And then there is 2, which is the 2 types of whatever that something is. And then the most simple one is the one thing, basically. So basically these are kind of cues for your brain to allow you to focus on whatever it is that you're going to say. So if you were ever stuck trying to think about something, you would go, the one thing about such and such is this, and the idea is that it would help you to stop rambling. And doing that in this video is slightly more complicated, when I think the idea was to be able to do it in a social setting, like a conversation socially, or even at work. But I will delve into this a bit more and figure out ways to include them in my videos going forward. But you should have also noticed that I tried using the 2 types, which is part of the 3-2-1 framework, and also the first thing that I said was the one thing that I did yesterday. So if you spotted that, well done to you. If you want to follow me in this journey to see how I improve with my camera confidence and just confidence in general, I'd love you to follow along and subscribe, because at the moment I've only got, I think, 2 people watching these videos, but I'm going to carry on regardless. So that being said, that's enough for me today, and I will see you again in the next video tomorrow. Thanks for watching.